logistic systems, extra fancy railguns, and tiny little sparkles that are surrounding the sun. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting on our Dyson Sphere for the Dyson Sphere program. Alright, so I've reached the point where I definitely want to start to play with some of the more advanced pieces of equipment. However, all of them sort of contain one material that I just don't have, and that's titanium. So if I really want to get into planetary logistics or interplanetary logistics, I'm going to have to do some research using the Tier 3 matrix, which means I need titanium. Luckily, I should have some titanium already being mined up on some other planets. I just need to get out there and visit them. So let me plop down a container real quick, empty everything I have into it, except for the building that I want, and then probably all the energy in the world. So, bam. There we go. 1 gigajoules. Let's go out into space. If I remember correctly, this place had a fair amount of titanium on it, so let's go visit that real quick. Alright, so somewhere on this planet is a vein of titanium ore that I've already... there it is. Got it. It appears I never did anything with it. Well, essentially this is what I want to do. Just stack up a bunch of these real quick. Probably rip up the really slow conveyors. Slap down some power for everything. Get everything lined up and then quickly realize that, crap, I forgot all of my sorters. And I can't make any of them. Luckily, it's not too hard to fly from one of these planets. Luckily, it's not too hard to fly back and forth between these planets. Takes only a minute. Alright, I got some more supplies. Let's head back. Uh-oh. I skipped off the planet. That's not good. I need to make a turn. I'm just heading off into space. No, stop. There we go. Alright, that's plenty of titanium there. Alright, so rather than worrying about all of that, I'm actually just going to go ahead and run a bunch of smelters real quick. That way I can get the actual ingots out of it. Quickly throw down some conveyors real quick. Take all of these, set them to titanium. Copy, paste, 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 paste. And then all the way down here on the bottom. Boom. Storage thingy. Oh yeah, there we go. Perfect. So it might be a bit of a run to get all of this titanium, but at least I know I have it here. And then once I get interplanetary stuff, I can actually just shoot this back over to my other base. Just grab as much of this titanium as I can, and then head on back. Here we go. Planetary Logistics Station. Boop. This thing requires a lot of materials, that's for sure. Oh, it's even slow to craft. Oh wow, look at how big that thing is. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. Let's put it down right over here. One tiny little drone's just gonna go up there and drop it. Boop. Okay, yes. Clear as mud. Can I make the little drones? Or do I gotta feed it all that stuff? So that's interplanetary for these little guys. Oh, okay. So I can make the little drones this way if I use iron ingots, processors, and thrusters. Okay, so if I look at the research here, high strength titanium alloy is the next thing I can get, which means interstellar logistic system would give me a larger vessel, which I think allows me to go between the planets, so I can get that titanium back. So really, I only need 80 of those, which I should be able to handcraft those now. Oh, wait a minute. The diamond material fuel, that just requires graphite. Oh, which I got tons of graphite. Easy peasy, I'll just put that right here. Boom, what do you want? Diamonds? Psh, yeah, that's pretty easy to make. Boom. There we go, a little conveyor spaghetti. And then I'll do this number. You can go out just like that. That conveyor, boop, just goes over there. Those diamonds go from here into there, just like that. Copy that recipe up. And away we go. One more thing, I've got all my titanium ingots over here. We're just gonna unload that. Spit that onto a conveyor. It runs nasty style right down here. And then I grab that. Boom, there we go. Take that. So now I should have both of those. Crap. That requires made in an assembler. Okay, a little bit more effort is required over here. I think I just need one of these somewhere. where I'm not standing. Actually, we just need to move that. Then if we're real dirty about it, here's what we do. Watch this. We just do that number and just go like this. So that goes from the storage out there like so. And then I just bring that over here. Boop, boop. And then haphazardly just dump that on there. Boom. Okay, so apparently that's, oops, what I need is right here. They said assembler. Did they really mean it? Oh, you want those too. I see how it is. There you go. Capture, paste, paste. 1 second, let me go grab those. Pick up all of this nice organic goo. Delicious. I think for right now, I'll just throw down this and grab a few off there. Makes it a little bit easier. No problem. I'll just come back to this spot. Hello. So then there I have it. Boom. Alright, so I'm just trying to make a couple of these little flying around dudes. Let's see what happens here. I feed it the stuff. It's now being made. Yeah, there we go. If I go to this and I slap one in there. Okay, I got one. Cool. And then if I put another tower down, let's just say right here. Alright, so let's say I give this thing a supply of titanium ingots, just like I have on my other planet. There's a little bit of power for you. So those are flying into here. Alright. Oh, there goes a little jet thingy. So the supply is flying out over there, and then there's the demand. Ha! How about that? And if I were to allow this to come out here, I'm sure it'd do something just like this. So instead of running conveyors across the entire planet, I could have kind of rushed these things and, you know, allowed that to do that. Although, do I have to do this? No. I have to select what comes out of there. Okay. That's cool. That's really cool. They just fly all over. So, a cool spot where something like that would fit in over here in this system is instead of trying to like shoehorn in a material that's like really hard to get in here, I could in theory kind of just drop it into a spot right here and deliver it right out the side of the conveyor. Huh. Although I do like my conveyors. They look cool. Ooh, there we go. You've unlocked the magnificent space elevator. The interstellar logistics station. As long as you put logistic vessels in the station, you will realize transportation of materials between planets. Are you kidding me? How much does it take to make one of these? It takes a whole tower, plus a bunch of titanium alloy, and particle containers? See, this is the thing I really wanted. Resources that are fairly limited on this planet right now. Titanium, as I mentioned before, and also silicon. Right now I'm grinding up a bunch of rocks, and it's like a 10-to-1 ratio in order to get like one chunk of silicon and then kind of process that down. So this is a very inefficient way to make stuff. So if I could bring silicon from another planet back to this one, it's definitely going to be worth it. Okay, so the other thing I need to make here is titanium alloy. Obviously it takes titanium, which I'm just gonna have to get my hands on again, steel, and sulfuric acid. It turns out I have lots and lots of sulfuric acid just rolling around on my conveyors right here. Hello. Making this the perfect spot to put down some smelters and make that new alloy for me. So let's see what happens when I slap that down right there and then just follow that around. Boom, boom, boom. Well, clearly I'm going to need more conveyors for all of this stuff. Seems sort of inevitable. It seems sort of inevitable that this line right here is going to be titanium. Bingo. Let's see if I can make this thing real quick. Let's see if I can get this thing up and running real quick. Grab a couple of that, a little bit of this and that. We're gonna fly on up here. So the speed of that is actually quite slow, only 5 per minute. So I think it does make sense to have a fair number of these. That would be a total, so this right here would be a total of 30 per minute. Not too bad. Not super fast, but decent. And enough to build one of those giant towers. Yes. Boom. All right, let's see just how big this thing is. Holy moly, now that That is a tower. And it belongs right there in the middle of the planet. Absolutely, there's no other spot for it. That looks cool. Look at that. Not quite. A little bit more. Baby. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, look at that. Juicy. 5 different things. We could just move them between wherever we are, wherever we need to be. Oh. And it looks like it'll do interplanetary stuff too. So it's just an upgrade of the thing I already have. Yes! Oh, please. Oh, yeah, this is looking cool. Oh, man, that thing seems to require some power. I think if I look at the power grid, all of a sudden, yeah, we have maxed it out. Oh, you could do both supply and demand from here. That's cool. So I'm saying remote demand. I want to bring this in remotely to here. But if it is here, I can locally supply it using my local drones. Wow, that is really well thought out. Awesome. I'm just continually impressed by this game. Look at that, I put my logistic vessels in there, and they're up top, just like that. Cool. It's time to go pick up more titanium. Boop. Ah, here we are, this beautiful little base full of titanium. What do we have here? Plenty. Look at that. Full. Alright. Tiny little base, meet giant space station. And boom! There you have it. Alright, so in here, what I want to have is titanium ingots. That's going to be a remote supply. So we'll pick up from here, ship away. I should probably do high purity silicon, just kind of already refined, ship that away. And probably most importantly, over here, I need to absorb hydrogen. So I gotta take that in, not supply. Whoop. Demand. In transit, here comes a bunch of them, right on over here. Nice. Now, this base is definitely not going to be quite as pretty as my other one. This is purely function. So hopefully this will be enough to really power things up so my spaceships can make return trips. Because I think if I don't do that, then they'll never really make it. Hey, there's the hydrogen. Awesome. Alright, that should be enough power for now. As I plug more and more in, I should have even more power. What I need to do now is find some silicon and then route it all the way back down there. And as it turns out, I already have some over here. Haha. Building the more and more conveyors. Here we go. Boop. Alright, there we go. That's about all the smelter construction I can understand. It should be enough. If that one doesn't do it, I don't know what will. Now let's head back to my home planet and see what everything looks like now. Look at that. I think I can see things in transit between the different planets. I might fly past my own spaceships. Wow, look at them go. They're all over the place. But I can technically see them. Yeah, they did just fly past me. There it goes. How cool is that? And they all don't take the exact same path. Ha! Ha! That is super cool. Yeah, right. In here like that. There you go. Alright. So if everything worked out as intended, then what I should have over here, if I connect this conveyor, yes, just like that. Titanium ingots. Cool. That is cool. And then I look inside of here, 10,000 storage. I've got silicon, hydrogen ships out. Nice. I love it. That's cool. Ha! Ha 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 ha. Beautiful. I love this. Alright, I gotta go to bed. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning over here. With my spaceport built and many of the chemical factories online, it is now time to build the more advanced things in the game. Our goal today is to capture the power of the sun. Now, to capture the power of the sun, what we're going to need to do is build ourselves the Dyson Sphere. So that opens up this menu right here, and this will allow us to arrange different orbits around the sun to allow us to kind of set up reflectors and whatnot, and collectors on different planets in order to basically bounce energy off the sun to wherever we want it. To do that, we're going to need 2 pieces of equipment, which I've already built up a few of them right down here. The EM rail ejector, so that's this guy right here. I think I'm going to build him right there. I think that's a good spot. I was thinking about doing some research right here, but I think I'll need more space for research. Of course, where there's one, there should be many, so yes, look at that perfect spacing. Beautiful. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to give this thing the sails that it's going to then launch into space. So to do that, I'm just going to throw down a quick conveyor here. And inside of there, I've placed a bunch of these solar sails, which I've already prepared earlier. I'll take that out just like that. Realize I don't have any more power towers. Crap. There you go. There's some power for you. All right, there goes the solar sails. So that right there gets sucked into the EM rail ejector thing. We're going to call it the railgun. Now, in order to make this work, I have to point it at an orbit, and then it will target the sun. Oh, and there it goes. Now it's starting to fire some things. Pew, pew, just like that. Now, the interesting thing about this is that it can't always fire all the time. It has to do with its pitch angle and all that fun stuff. So if we take a look at the sphere here, we start to get a little bit more in-depth view of what's going on. So we're currently firing into this orbit here, but if I add an orbit, and then I give this like a different target so that my rail guns can actually hit it a little bit easier, what I should be able to do is something a bit like this. So there we have it. Now I have 2 different orbits. So you can see this one here actually can't do it because the path is blocked. But number 2 here shoots just a little bit higher. You can actually see that it's shooting way above the sun. So if I wanted to use my second orbit that I just made right here, which works a little bit better for this planet, then that's what I can do. So here we go. I'll just set up all of them to look at that same orbit. And just when you thought this game couldn't get any cooler, look at that. And all of this stuff out here is actually in space. So that's pretty cool, but check this out. Watch, we're gonna fly all the way out there. And the neat thing about this is we'll actually be able to see these sails orbiting the sun. Ha! Look at this. There's the planet that I was on earlier. There's the sun. Look at all these little solar sails orbiting the sun. How cool is this? So here we have it, the early stages of our Dyson Sphere. Maybe not the most detailed 3D models, but you know what? The fact that you can actually fly out here and check them out and see how everything is brought together, that is just the coolest thing. All right, well, let's head back to the planet because I need to automate the manufacture of these so that so we can continue to build this up even more. I added a few pieces of equipment to our ring. Let me show you what I have going on here. I'm now using smelters and assemblers inside of the ring here and adding layers and layers of more and more tech to what I have going on in here. The spaghetti is getting deeper. Essentially though, what I'm trying to do is make all the components that I need in order to make the solar sails. These are going to be important for our railguns. I'm also adding planetary logistic systems here on each quadrant of the ring. So that way we can kind of ship things around the planet and also ship them between planets. Plus I think it looks cool. So that's what I built. So if I copy that and paste it, paste it, paste it, there we go. 15 a minute for each one of these. Ha! And there we have it. Now all of these are charged up. Now they're just waiting for the right inclination in order to go and start firing those back off at the sun. You can actually see that the amount of time that went by the solar sails that were out there deteriorated. They don't last forever. I think there's ways of making them last longer. A little bit of research, and there might also be another piece of equipment that I can get into orbit around there as well. This moon I'm on has a really weird orbit because it keeps going around this giant gas planet over here. So it's kind of hard to predict. It isn't quite the same as setting up on a different planet, which is like right next to the sun all the time. Ideally, that would be the right place to set up and start to do things like this. But you know what? I kind of like this planet a little bit more. You know what? I'm going to try another orbit. A much larger one. Oh, there they go. Now they're all firing off. Oh yes, look at all that power. We're up to 23 megawatts. Beautiful. Oh, and just like that, we're pretty much out of sails to launch. Oh, we can only craft so many, huh? That is, unless we scale up production a whole lot. But if we take a look at the graphs now, we should be able to go over to Dyson Sphere, and look at that. We can now start to see the solar sails over here. Although we can set up some other things like structure points and cell points right there, so there's even more advanced Dyson Sphere things we can do. Which actually leads me into the next thing we're trying to research here. Frame material and Dyson Sphere components. So we're working on that one. And it is done. Sweet! What does it take to make that stuff? Oh, it takes those carbon nanotubes. So right here is where I could increase the solar sail life. Just takes a little bit of research. And I can also improve how well I receive from that. Ooh, and do all sorts of things like this. Ooh, sorter Mark III. Yes, please. Logistics drone flight speed. More capacity. Yes. Oh, yes. I want all of these. Queue them all up. Oh, man. Would you look at this? Look at that Dyson Sphere coming into view. Got all of this automated, launching out there as fast as it can. I like it. Things are coming together. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little episode here of Dyson Sphere Program. If this looks like the channel, if you may be considering hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Stay awesome. Peace. Brothgar out.